We're still on match day 35 in the Premier League, and this game week is actually pretty difficult to predict. But regardless, we'll tell you our thoughts on what we think will happen in some of these games. Victor, we're starting with Bournemouth, and every side seems to be chasing European football these days. And Bournemouth also continue their chase for European spots, but will they be able to win against Crystal Palace?
At least it's a home game, okay? And Palace would also be on the back of the trip to Poland to play Shakhtar. I think rotation will be the name of the game for Glasner, and I can't blame him. I think it's a great opportunity for Bournemouth, and given the rest of their fixtures, they will be kicking themselves if they don't take it. Palace should be beatable here for Bournemouth. We're probably not going to see a ton of goals, but I tipped this for BTTS in the prediction show because Palace have been showing enough strength in attack. But Bournemouth realistically should be able to get a 2-1 here.
Interesting, Jake. Away from the European sport, let's also show some love to the relegation spot. Max, what are the chances of Tottenham getting any result against Aston Villa?
I mean, there's always a chance, but honestly, I feel like at this point of the season, Tottenham have pretty much no chance against Aston Villa. Even though Aston Villa is most likely already made the UCL spot and they're probably gonna target the Europa League semi-finals more than Prem at the moment, it still feels like even a draw would be a miracle for the Tottenham side. But maybe that they have something in him to make sure that they get at least 1 point here. But Aston Villa is decent at home. Tottenham are as bad as always. They barely won against Wolves, but why would you expect that against Aston Villa? I would probably say draw at best, but most likely Aston Villa winning this one.
That's a tough one for Spurs fans. Not that I'm sorry, anyways. And moving on, back to you, Victor. Will there be a new manager bounce of any sort when Chelsea take on a brand new Nottingham Forest side high on confidence?
We already saw them getting the new manager bounce against Leeds, right? In all seriousness, I think Chelsea are winning this one. I mean, it's not going to have anything to do with them and their performance, but be honest. You're the Forest manager. You're playing the Europa League semis, and you're on 39 points in the Prem. You're as good as safe. Do you really prioritize the game against Chelsea? Of course you don't. We're recording this before the Forest versus Villa game in Europe. Even if Forest lose that one 3-0, they're still going to rotate against Chelsea, and they're going to be willing to take a loss because it gives them a better chance of getting past Villa or getting anything against Villa. I think Forest are just going to show up, and that's about it. Chelsea should take advantage of that.
That's an interesting way to look at it. And then back to matters at the top of the table, Max. How massive is a win for Manchester City against Everton, especially when you consider that they play after Arsenal play Fulham?
I mean, this is probably one of 2 games left in their season that are dead offers for the title race. I'd say this one and the game against Bournemouth on match day 37, because if you don't win 2 of these, probably you're out of the title race. But otherwise, you have Brentford at home. That is definitely not great at the moment. Then Crystal Palace, that are probably going to put Crystal Palace U21 at this point of the season because they've been fighting for Conference League title. And then Aston Villa on the last match day at home. And obviously Aston Villa are going to target the final of Europa League if they make it, and they would definitely make the UCL spot already. So this one is crucial for them. And if somehow Arsenal doesn't win their game and you win this one, you're in best position possible.
Yeah, it promises to be very, very interesting to see how this one ends. But one thing we do know is that this weekend could actually play a big part in the title race and also the relegation battle. And we'll be sure to discuss all the best talking points after they happen.